And here's yet another topic where you're like, how could someone like this even exist, let alone be in a committed relationship? AITA for calling my girlfriend selfish for refusing to learn sign language for my daughter. His daughter Ruby was born mute. She can understand words, but we use sign language to communicate. While she can use her phone or write, she prefers to sign because it's quicker and easier. The issue is with my girlfriend Amanda. We've been dating for around 9 months and introduced our children around 3 months ago. They didn't know sign language, so communication with Ruby was awkward at first. She hates having to write or use her phone at home. So I taught Amanda some basic signs beforehand, and I've continued teaching her and Mia, I'm guessing is his girlfriend's daughter, more in this time. Mia is actually getting a lot better. But here's the kicker. Amanda has apparently decided it's too hard and refuses to learn any more sign language. She says it's unnecessary since Ruby can understand her and communicate other ways. And of course Ruby's willing to do that for them, but she doesn't enjoy it and finds it frustrating to communicate. This tells me there's no future in this relationship. He told his girlfriend that she's being selfish and lazy, which she was, and that it's not fair to put all the effort on his daughter. It's one thing if she doesn't get it after years, but it's only been a few months. Okay, I was confused by that statement. Apparently what he's trying to say is that she shouldn't be giving up after a few months. Maybe a few years, maybe. We got into a fight over it, and she basically called me an a-hole and said it's not her fault that she struggles with it. And then it gets worse, as most of these do. I vented to my brother, and he agreed with Amanda that I can't force her to learn, and not everyone is good with language. And that Ruby doesn't quote-unquote need it, and I'm coddling her. Coddling her? That's very ableist of him. And I guess he should have looked at his brother and said, you know what, I'm only going to speak to you in sign language. If I speak to you in English, I'm coddling you. Maybe then he'd realize how messed up that statement is. He says she's normally thoughtful and kind, and I guess it's possible it's just him being overprotective of his daughter. He thinks it's a reasonable expectation, which it is, and I'm starting to doubt myself. I would say if she's normally thoughtful and kind, and this is something she won't budge on, that's her true self. Because that is the opposite of thoughtful and kind. You're trying to be in this girl's life, but you don't want to communicate with her except for only on your own terms. That's not okay. The first and most liked comment, NTA, this should be a deal breaker for you, and I agree. And this Redditor actually pointed out something very good. This is so important, even beyond basic respect, this is both an awful message and a safety issue. The message she's sending to Ruby is it doesn't matter what she needs to say, the only important thing is that Amanda is able to express herself, and not vice versa. If Ruby needed to communicate in an emergency and she was the only one around, that could be a very dangerous situation.